Okay, today we're talking about foreheads. Physiologically, your forehead represents your large and small intestines. Psychologically, it represents your inherited thinking. And the elements associated with your large intestines is metal, small intestines is fire. So if you have a prominent, large, or high forehead, you live in your head. You're very intelligent, good concentration, and great memory. You enjoy the process of thinking and coming up with good ideas, so that's typically people who have bucket heads. We're more narrow here, larger at the top. Their forehead is typically larger, so they like to fill their bucket, they like knowledge. Clear thinkers, analytical, intellectually persistent, and determined strategists and list makers. If you have a low forehead, more like myself, it's rather shallow. Realistic, down to earth, deliberate, tend to think carefully before making decisions, and dislike being hurried. Mostly true for me. I'm pretty straight to the point, and I'm not necessarily patient. So but when it comes to making a decision, I'm pretty concise. If you turn to the side, some people have a flat forehead, some people have domed foreheads, and as we get into the eyebrows, you'll see that some people have like a ridge. I call it the Neanderthal ridge. We'll get into that later. So if you have a flat forehead, I have more or less a flat forehead from what I remember. Maybe slightly domed. I make my own way in life. Observant, serious, quick learners, like the facts, linear thinkers, strong character and intellectual power, fixed in views, dislike change, want stability, analytical, determined, and patient. So domed individuals, people have more of a curved. It's easier to see on people who are bald, but you can also see it without. Anyways, domed, highly creative, imaginative, inventive, curious, quick, agile minds, multitaskers, easily bored, strong intellect. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything here. Yes, you can also have a slant. What kind of slants back the forehead does. It'll be kind of flat and then starts to slant back. This forehead represents somebody who's good at making deals. Successful entrepreneurs can think of creative solutions to problems. They're good mediators and prefer to be in charge. So could you imagine if somebody had a king face, like a hexagonal face, think like Henry Cavill, anybody who's famous really, with a slanted forehead, they're going to be really good at making deals. They're going to be great at solving problems, entrepreneurial, all that kind of jazz. So in relation to the organs on the body, you see these lines here. So horizontal lines indicate digestive issues, particularly gas and bloating. Challenging experiences in the past, periods of growth is what you go through when you have those. So again, I've indicated before that these are Einstein lines, people who are critical thinkers, but also people who, when your lines connect, it means you've learned your lesson and you don't need to keep going through that pattern anymore. If you have a horizontal line that dips in the center, like here, that indicates a prolapsed transverse colon. So your colon on your right side goes up, transverse is underneath your diaphragm, descending's on your left hand side, and then it coils down to go down to your rectum. It also indicates constipation because you're trying to poop uphill, right? It's difficult to get that to move. The deeper the line, the more toxic. In females, it can be indicative of tipped or prolapsed uterus, which you can also see on the chin when you have that line here like I have. If you have vertical lines in your forehead, it's a sign of high intellect, but tend to be critical, cautious, and overthinkers. So, what do you notice about your forehead? Have you ever actually looked at it? Are you big-brained? Are you a little more narrow thinking? Maybe a little more logical, not so risk-taking? Tie it into your ears. What do you notice with your ears and your forehead and your hairline? What are you noticing throughout as these videos progress? Let me know down below. And if you want your face read for free, just make a comment down below and I'd be happy to do that for you in exchange for a review and posting the pictures on social media if you're okay with that with your consent. So let me know what you think. Comment below, face for a reading.